Thank you Larian Studios and Sandbox Strategies for providing me with a free Xbox copy of Baldur's Gate 3 for review. This review will contain Xbox Series X and S footage and will have timestamps for all important information. When playing Baldur's Gate 3, you will have one game mode, and that is the story mode that can be played from start to finish with up to 4 players. There does seem to be voice chat, but I could not get that working, and currently there is no crossplay support at the time of making this video. If playing on the Xbox Series X, you have the option of split screen with one additional player or online with up to 4 players. The Xbox Series S does not offer split screen at the time of making this video, but does offer standard online play with up to 4 players. If playing split screen, the split screen player will stay with you if hosting your own online lobby or joining another online player. The split screen player does not need to have any paid online membership, so they can join as a guest. It's important to note that when in split screen or just normally playing on the Xbox Series S, gameplay will be around 30 FPS, unlike the normal 60 FPS you would have during non-split screen play on the Xbox Series X. Now when it comes to gameplay, one player will start the story mode that can be played either offline or online publicly or privately. There is a game browser, so you can join other people or have people join your lobby, but only the host will keep story progress and any characters created while in that lobby. So if you want to keep a character, make sure you're hosting your own game. This also means that if you're the host, you don't need to play with the same people every single time. Anytime you're hosting and a player makes a character while in your world, that character will be permanent and can be used whenever you want. This means if one friend decides that they don't want to play anymore, their character stays in the game and can be swapped out with a new character or taken over by a new player. Once the story begins, players will start by choosing an existing character or make their own character with a detailed character creator. You have several classes that you can choose from when making your character, such as a rogue, wizard, ranger, fighter, and so on, all from the Dungeons & Dragons universe. All of what you choose will heavily affect how you play the game and how your character interacts with the world. Story-wise, this is a brand new story in the Baldur's Gate universe, so you don't need to have played Baldur's Gate 1 or 2. To keep things short without spoiling anything, your story begins with your characters waking up in a spaceship with a parasite recently implanted into your brain. Your goal is to escape and find someone to remove the parasite, heal you, and then fight back against whoever did that to you. Now once in-game, you will all be able to freely explore a large world from a top-down angle and move around as far away from each other as you want, but it's best to stay together. Once you come across an enemy and engage, it will then become a turn-based battle. This can be a little overwhelming at first due to its several Dungeons & Dragons based mechanics, but with patience, you can play very well. During combat, while out exploring and while choosing certain dialogue with NPCs, you will be rolling dice to determine certain outcomes, making each playthrough very unique. And that's all that this game has to offer. Now from my experience, I'd have to say I really enjoyed the co-op. From my time playing the game, it really felt like every player in your party mattered, and that's hard to find in current co-op games. From the dialogue choices, to battling, or even just exploring, everyone's character provided their own benefit to the group and altered how our playthrough went, making it so we have high replayability. I never felt like there was any weird gimmicks in co-op, and as long as the hosting player wanted to play, you can easily enjoy the game. The world and gameplay mechanics can feel overwhelming for players who aren't seasoned gamers, so that's something you should keep in mind when forming a party. It's worth mentioning that if you're not a fan of turn-based games, I was in the same boat until playing one of the developer's older titles. Having a mix of free roam with turn-based battles makes the whole experience more enjoyable than you would think. So with all that being said, I'd have to give Baldur's Gate 3's co-op experience 10 pepperonis out of 10. Baldur's Gate 3 offers an excellent co-op experience that is a must-play for anyone who is a fan of the co-op genre. And that'll do it for this review. Comment below if you have any questions, and I will try to help.